What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, keeping you up to date on all the latest wrestling news, covering all the latest rumors and reports. Today we're talking everything that went down on this week's Monday Night Raw, and I'll make it quick because I don't think you guys want to hear about Monday Night Raw a lot, especially after last night's episode. We also got big news in regards to Roman Reigns and upcoming plans all the way up to SummerSlam. John Cena teasing a major matchup and reports of him rejecting Vince McMahon's idea, the latest regarding a SmackDown superstar push, and more. So hit those notifications, and for even more wrestling, consider subscribing to both of my channels. When it comes to Roman Reigns, it looks like WWE got a lot of plans for him, and rightfully so, because he is the most entertaining thing on television right now. Without him, WWE will probably be hard to watch right now, because we all know how the creative is as of late. Anyways, it looks like those plans continue, as new reports are discussing what are those big storylines that WWE got lined up for Roman Reigns and the Usos following the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view and heading into SummerSlam. Because we already discussed how WWE is probably going to be giving us Roman Reigns versus Rey Mysterio at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. But there's more. Last month, WrestlingNews.co ended up reporting that the long-term plan for the Usos is to win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, with plans to have them win the belts from a babyface tag team, which ultimately led to the Mysterio defeating Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode just over a month ago in order to set things up for the Usos to take those titles away in the future. The Usos are now currently in a feud with the Mysterios, with the story being that Jimmy and Jey Uso cannot win without the help from Roman Reigns. Hence why we're getting reports that Roman Reigns will defend the Universal Championship against Rey Mysterio at Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, in a way to kind of prove to the Usos how to get the job done. The Mysterio versus the Uso feud would obviously continue into the summer, and the idea is that Jimmy and Jey will eventually be fully on board with Roman Reigns' vision, and they will win the SmackDown Tag Team titles by the SummerSlam pay-per-view or at the actual event. Wrestling News report also indicated that obviously the plan is to build Roman Reigns up, as fans see him as being on the level of John Cena and The Rock, but this is also about making Jimmy and Jey look strong, and we will get there by SummerSlam. This will be a massive unit in a few months, with the WWE source adding that SummerSlam will be a big night for Roman Reigns, Jimmy, and Jey Uso. So it looks like everything that we are seeing right now, even the argument, all of it is just gonna lead into them finally agreeing with Jimmy and Jey Uso, joining Roman, especially Jimmy, and not asking any questions. On to some other news, and we're talking the latest in regards to John Cena, who is rumored to be making a return to the WWE for SummerSlam, but of course none of that has been confirmed just yet. We just know WWE wants him back as the live audience is coming back, and they gotta sell those tickets. In the meantime though, it looks like Drew McIntyre heard of those rumors, and in a recent interview he went on to challenge John Cena to a WrestleMania match next year, which would definitely be a massive matchup. So rightfully so, John Cena is a social media troll. So he did exactly what John Cena would do when it comes to Instagram, and he posted an image of Drew McIntyre, and that was it. John Cena usually does this when somebody challenges him, so this is really not a surprise. What is a surprise is brand new reports that we got in regards to a potential John Cena heel turn back in the day. After his massive babyface run, we all wanted to see John Cena turn heel, but it just felt like it was impossible. The man was just selling way too much merchandise, and even though he was a good heel, it would have been a bad move. But this doesn't mean that the company didn't have ideas for John Cena to turn heel. Former WWE writer Matt McCarthy talked about WWE's plans for John Cena as a heel, and he stated that Vince McMahon really wanted John Cena to be a heel like Bret Hart, where he will be a heel in certain locations and a babyface everywhere else. Back in the day on his heel turn, Bret Hart was over everywhere except for America, as every single time in his promo he will put over everyone else except for America. John Cena probably would have been the opposite. He would have loved America and kind of just hate everywhere else, and that sort of would have been like the half heel and half babyface type of gimmick for him. The former writer though went on to indicate that John Cena rejected this idea to Vince McMahon because he wanted to be a full heel, or he didn't want to to be a heel at all. He added that Vince keep trying to do the Bret Hart thing, but John Cena ultimately was like, if I'm going heel, I want to go full heel. Regardless though, a bit unfortunate that we never got to see that heel John Cena after his massive babyface run. There were always hints of it in teases, and you could almost feel like WWE was about to do it, but they never went with it. Talking about Vince McMahon, it looks like he has not signed off on a new creative plans for Big E just yet. Big E was obviously set to receive a singles match against Aleister Black at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view as this feud just started, but then Aleister Black ended up getting released just a week ago. Then now we have no idea what exactly is going to be happening with Big E, but Ringside News did provide an update indicated that Vince McMahon has yet to sign off on plans for Big E's next feud, so he is being kept off WWE TV for now until they figured out what to do with him. But it seems like Big E's singles push is still intact, as he is one of Vince McMahon's favorite people, and he will quote-unquote always find something for him to do. Something that they could do right now is just put him back into that Intercontinental Championship feud. They already had multiple people feuding for it, including him, so just put him back in there. And it is that time that we talk about Monday Night Raw. What a show that started off with a bit of a banger, a battle royal, and then it just went downhill from there, making the next 2 hours feel like 10 hours, but that is usually how Monday Night Raw kind of goes anyways, right? To start off the show, we had a bit of an unpredictable ending to the first match, as the Viking Raiders are getting an opportunity after winning the over-the-top battle royal. This was a match that included John Morrison inserting himself into the matchup to represent him and The Miz, and we also had Lince Dorado fighting it off by himself as Grand Metalik was not able to compete. He did indicate though that he will be back next week. Regardless though, this more or less kind of show you how weak and limited the tag team division is, and it's all because of the horrible booking to it. Tonight they did do their best. We got a good battle royal, and again we got some unpredictable winners in the Viking Raiders. We had Jackson Ryker's defeating Elias via countout, and Jackson Ryker right now is supposed to be unhinged, and he's supposed to be a babyface. Yeah, that is a nice way for you to get me off the television on a Monday night. I have no idea what WWE is thinking with this. I highly doubt it's even gonna work. You should have done the opposite. You should have made Elias the babyface on this feud. We had Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre raising the stakes for WWE Hell in a Cell because they added a stipulation to their match, and guess what? You will never guess what it was. Yes, it's a Hell in a Cell. Could you imagine that? Nowadays WWE just books a Hell in a Cell because it's the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and I don't know why, but that really triggers me. They don't even build it off anymore. We don't get a storyline that leads into a Hell in a Cell. We just get a storyline and then they just put it inside the Hell in a Cell. At the end of this contract signing, we had Drew McIntyre breaking the table in half with his sword, so that was kind of unique, I guess. We had Ricochet versus Humberto Carrillo ending in a double count now, as dashing Cody Sheamus was on the outside by ringside. We had Jeff Hardy defeating Cedric Alexander in one-on-one competition. Good to see Jeff Hardy back on Monday Night Raw. Nikki Cross with Asuka defeated Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. Yes, WWE once again is doing the coexist storyline between the Raw Women's Champion and the Raw Women's Champion opponent. It's the storyline that keeps on coming. We have Mansoor defeating Drew Gulak in one-on-one competition. Kofi Kingston defeated Matt Riddle. And to end the show, we have Shayna Baszler making a shocking trip to Alexa's playground. Shayna Baszler kind of disturbed Alexa Bliss with her destructive actions during the in-ring segment of the Alexa's playground, even stomping Lily. So then Shayna Baszler walks up the ramp, fire surrounds her, and we get a backstage segment where it's Shayna Baszler trying to run off from Lily as Lily is hunting her in different sections of the backstage. I will break it down for you, but this is probably gonna end up as one of the worst segments that we have seen for Monday Night Raw, at least for the main event. I have no idea why they put this as the main event. I found it more to be hilarious instead of what probably should have been, which was scary. And I don't think I'm the only one who thought that. I saw a lot of complaints for this segment right after Monday Night Raw went off the air. WWE definitely getting some backlash for it. Anyways guys, that is all the latest and everything that went down on this week's Monday Night Raw. If you guys enjoyed or found it informative, don't forget to elbow drop it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'll catch you on the next one, so stay savage.